Good day, subscribers! Good day, subscribers! Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're doing Stock Market Weekly Recap number 19 ever in history, guys. Recapping the May 26, 2017 week. Hope you guys enjoy this today. We're going to go ahead and look at how the markets did, some of the stocks that went up and down the most, some of the biggest news stories, which there were quite a few this week, and what do we have to look forward to in next week, guys. So let's just jump right into this. So first off, markets did phenomenal this week. Dow was up 1.3% this week. NASDAQ up over 2%. It's up over 15% year to date. Absolutely phenomenal. S&P 500 up 1.43%. Just a phenomenal week overall for the markets. Let's look at some of those top stocks here, guys. Container Store up 41% this week. 41%. This stock is still down year to date, and it was up 41%. That's what cracks me up about it. Pure Storage up over 28%, because you know how us Americans are. We can't get enough stuff in our house, so we just buy storage for it. Guess was up over 18% this week. Phenomenal week for Guess. We had Tilly's up over 18%. I think this one was on the downside last week. I think this was on like the bad side of things. Best Buy had a great week, up almost 15% this week. They reported some solid numbers, and that's why that stock was up. Decker's Outdoor, sneaker company, they were up over, looks like they were up over 14 or almost 14% this week. That was up around 21% year to date. We had Square up over 12% this week. This one's up over 63% year to date. Boy, am I kicking myself. I was thinking about buying that around this time last year, and it's over doubled, and what a dork move that was by me not buying that one. Party City up over 10% this week. Phenomenal week for Party City. Then on the downside, we had Zoe's Kitchen down over 22% this week. Too many dang these little wannabe Chipotles out there. Signet Jewelers down over 15% this week. One of the biggest jewelry companies out there. They're having a horrible year. Look at that, almost down 50% year to date. Nordic American Tanker, one of those heavy dividend companies. This one was down over 15% this week. Then we had Beazer Homes, which was down almost 14% this week. Rare, a home builder down that much. So that is what we had as far as the markets went, as far as some of the stocks that went up and down the most this week. Do you guys own any stocks that went up or down a lot this week? Let me know in that comment section. Let's look at some of these biggest stories. So the number one biggest story that caught my attention this week was the bombing that happened in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. So over 22 people died, and I think like 50 were also injured in this whole blast. What caught my attention so much about this is this was a pretty decently bad terrorist attack in the grand scheme of things. I mean, in the developed world, you know, talking really about America, you know, some of the Asian countries that are developed, and then America, right? So when an attack happens like this and that many people die, it's considered a major terrorist attack. And so a major terrorist attack happens in a developed country. And what blew my mind about this was the fact that all the major European indices, all the major European markets the next day, all were up. The American markets all were up the next day. You would think a major terrorist attack, they would go down, right? It's almost like terrorist attacks now have no bearing on how the stock market does the next day. It honestly doesn't. I mean, it would have to be something catastrophic for it to even affect the markets anymore. It's absolutely amazing, guys, that the European markets could all go up the next day when a major attack happens like that. It's mind-blowing, and I don't know if it's a sad thing or it's a good thing. I mean, on one hand, it's good, right? Because you don't want terrorists to affect the markets. You know, that just gives them more power. So I guess that's good that it doesn't go down. But on the other way, it's just sad that we live in a day and age when an attack like that can happen. 22 people can die, 50 plus were injured. You know, think about all those families affected, and yet the markets don't even move just because, oh, it's another day as usual. It's crazy, guys. It's a crazy world. Bitcoin, what a week. This was an amazing week for Bitcoin. So at one point this week, Bitcoin was up over 40%. It did go down to around 2,100, but still up over 10% this week. So I get a lot of comments about my feelings on Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies and things like that. And you guys asked a lot of, you know, to make a video about it. And I know if I made a video about it, it would get a massive amount of views because that's an in thing right now. I'm not going to be making a video about it, not because I don't want to, but just because I don't have a strong enough feeling about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. I think it's interesting. I like paying attention to it. I think it's just an interesting thing. But as far as me, like, am I buying Bitcoin? No. But do I think it's like got no future? No, I'm not saying that either. I just am in one of those places where I don't have the answer to cryptocurrencies. I don't know. Like, I don't have an opinion enough right now to make a judgment on if that's the next big thing, if that is the big thing, if that's going to be, you know, worthless over time. I have no opinion either way. I'm just kind of one of those spectators right now, and I think that people expect me to have an answer on everything, and honestly, I don't have an answer on everything. So that's just kind of my feeling, but I am paying attention to it, and it's amazing. It went up over 10% this week, and the last, you know, 5-6 years, Bitcoin has been absolutely on fire, absolutely amazing, guys. So congrats to any of you guys that own Bitcoin out there, because you guys are killing it, especially if you've owned it for years now. You're absolutely doing great. Costco reported earnings. Costco shares rose in after-hours trading after the warehouse club company reported earnings that topped Wall Street expectations. They did basically, the most recent quarter came to $700 million net income, or $1.59 per share, from $545 million, or $1.24 per share in the same period last year. So really strong numbers there. Revenue rose 7.8%, and then a key revenue figure that strips out the impact from brand new stores rose 5%, with stronger growth in Costco US stores of 6%. So Costco's in a real good place right now. Now, as you guys know, my feelings on this, I believe in around 24 to 36 months, Costco will begin to feel real pressure from Amazon. So for the next 24 months, I think it's clear sailing for Costco and things are going to look great. But I would bet anything that 24 months to 36 months from now, all of a sudden the stories are going to start being, you know, Costco's feeling the heat from Amazon, because there's no way Amazon's just going to disregard Sam's Club and Costco. There's no way Amazon's just going to say, oh, you know what, guys, you can keep your money out there. We're not going to come after you. Amazon's going to make a big, huge effort to go after those two warehouses in particular, Costco mainly, and Sam's Club. And I expect it to happen within the next 24 to 36 months. And then all of a sudden, the story will change about Costco. But for right now, it's one of the best retailers you could possibly buy that's not being really affected much at all by Amazon. You can see in its numbers, they're absolutely phenomenal. Lowe's, this company surprised me how bad their earnings were. So earnings came in at $1.03, and they were estimated to be $1.06. Revenue came in at $16.86 billion versus $16.96 billion. Same-store sales were a 1.9% increase versus a forecast of 2.9% growth. So basically, that one surprised me a lot, because we saw last week Home Depot had phenomenal numbers, very strong comp store sales, and then, you know, for Lowe's to come out and do a 1.9% number there versus a 2.9 expected, that's a pretty big miss there, guys. So very surprising. It just seems like Home Depot's really doing a great job running their business, and Lowe's is just kind of doing an okay job running their business right now, guys. Now, one of the top retailers out there, brick and mortar, one of the few that's doing great things. This one's more than just a brick and mortar retailer. Ulta Beauty. Ulta same-store sales, a metric closely watched by Wall Street, rose 14.3%. Absolutely ridiculous. Anybody knows anything about retail, a 14.3% increase is just like, I can't even find the words for it, just astronomically ridiculous, if that's a meaning. Holy smokes. Meanwhile, the beauty supplier's digital sales grew an impressive 71% the first quarter. Absolutely amazing there. Ulta now expects its full-year comparable sales growth to fall within the range of 9 to 11%, and its fiscal 2017 e-commerce revenue to growth to be in around the 50% range. So this is a beauty supply company that, you know, they sell everything from makeup there, skincare, hair care, but they also, the big part of their business that I think is kind of makes them not just a retailer, right? If they just sold those type of products, I think their business would not be nearly as good as it is. But they also do, you know, professional makeup there if you need professional makeup done. They also do hairstyling, haircuts, all that kind of stuff. They also do things like facials. A lot of them are starting to do things like massages. So it's just like a healthcare place now, I guess you would call it, as far as taking care of your body, taking care of your skin, taking care of your hair, like anything relating to that, especially relating to women. It's a great place for it, and so they're a lot more than just a retailer. And then when somebody comes in and gets their hair done, right, then all of a sudden the the lady that does the hair there, she can request, oh, you should buy this shampoo here, you should buy this conditioner, oh, I just did your makeup, here's what I use this, this, and this, it's on sale over there, and they get a ton of sales from that. So that is really why their business is doing so phenomenal, not just because they sell makeup and sell hair supplies and stuff like that. If they just did that, they would be getting their lunch eaten by Amazon and some of the others, but because they are a full service that you can't get on Amazon, that makes their retail business special, and that's why they have these ridiculous numbers. This company's posting a very well-run company there. Tiffany's reporting numbers. Tiffany's stock sinks 8% on weak tourism spending. Same-store sales in the Americas, which account for nearly half of Tiffany's revenue, fell 4% during the latest period. Comparable sales fell 3% in both Tiffany's Europe and Asia Pacific regions, while the luxury retailer mentioning varying degrees of softness in certain markets fueling these declines. So they did some numbers here. Let's look at these numbers. In the first quarter, Tiffany said it earned $92.9 billion, or 74 cents per share, up from 87.5% or 69 cents per share. So we see this company is growing. They're growing their net income. They're growing their revenue. It's just not what Wall Street's expecting. And why that is, I don't really know. I mean, it baffles me why they're not really doing the numbers they should be doing. I don't know. There's not really there's a competitive threat against them. I guess just rich people aren't spending as much on jewelry right now. I guess that's the only way you can really quantify it, guys. Tesla here. So Tesla, this story really shocked me this week. So Elon Musk came out, and I actually made a whole video about this, so we won't talk about it very much, but he basically came out, said the market cap is is higher than we have any right to deserve right now. And I just thought it was interesting that Elon Musk would come out and say that, and then look at what the stock does here. And the news came out around Monday, Tuesday time, right? But look at the stock. It still went up 4.6% this week. It's up over 52% year to date. So I guess despite what Elon Musk thinks, or what I think, or anybody else thinks about the valuation of Tesla, it doesn't really matter in the end. The stock still went up at the end of the day, guys. So absolutely amazing. What do we have to look forward to for next week? So Memorial Day is on Monday. So we got any Americans out there, you should, really think about that day as not just a day to barbecue hot dogs and burgers, but, think about your freedom and all the people that have fought. And all the active and non-active people that are in the military that watch my channel, which we have a lot of you guys out there. So it makes me very proud that you guys can enjoy my channel and learn about entrepreneurship and learn about the stock market and stuff like that, and for free. And I think it's just awesome. So shout out to all you guys for doing what you do. And then we got Michael Kors reporting numbers next week. That should be very interesting. Palo Alto Networks reporting numbers. That's a high flyer. Broadcom is reporting numbers. We know they acquired Avago about a year ago or so. Lululemon is also reporting numbers. And then something else I'll be looking for is the Macau numbers are going to come out on Thursday. Get to see what type of Macau growth is out there. Matters for me because I own Wynn Resorts. And then this guy named Jeremy is doing this 4 stocks he's buying, which is coming out next week. I hope you guys really enjoy that update and kind of see what's going on. It's a little different format I'm going to do actually this month. Is basically the way I'm going to format it is because I get kind of sick about talking about GoPro and Wynn and why I'm bullish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bearish stance where I'm going to get at all the bearish questions that people always ask me about those stocks, Starbucks, Google, because it's going to be the 4 same stocks. There's no stocks moved. So you guys that are watching this video, you get to find out before everybody else does. Starbucks, Google, Wynn Resorts, and GoPro, they all have questions about them that I get from, people that might be bearish on it. I'm going to answer all those questions. So I'm going to take a bearish perspective and kind of make my argument on why that might not be a valid argument and those kinds of things, guys. So different format. I hope you guys enjoyed it this week. If you just came across this channel, you may want to subscribe. We talk personal finance on the channel. We talk entrepreneurship. I'm an actual business owner. I give away so many business tips. We talk the stock market the most of everything, including this series every single week. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.